Welcome to the G20 Agricultural Working Group Priority 4 session. My name is Dr. Wilma van Staden from Environmental Learning Research Center at Rhodes University. It is a true honor to be here today among so many individuals and institutions dedicated to shaping a resilient and sustainable agricultural future. When we talk about climate resilient agriculture, the conversation often centers around large-scale commercial farming. But this is only part of a picture. In South Africa, there are over 2.4 million small-scale farmers. Many more are homestead food producers, growing in backyards or communal spaces for their household needs. These small-scale and homestead growers are essential for local food security and are already at the front line of climate adaptation. If we want to ensure future food security in South Africa and globally, we must support these communities to develop and strengthen their own climate resilient practices, tailored to their specific context and capacity. Climate resilient for small-scale and homestead farmers must begin with context-specific approaches. This means understanding the local agroecology conditions, soil, water access, biodiversity, cultural practices, assessing climate risk at micro-regional levels, such as drought, floods, heat, waves, and how they intersect with local farming practices, promoting agroecology and climate-smart agriculture, not as generic solutions, but as toolboxes that farmers can draw from to meet their unique needs. Mapping and strengthening value chains and local markets are also important. What crops can be grown sustainably? Who will they buy them? How do they ensure value stays within the community? This approach moves away from top-down interventions to co-created solutions that are grounded in farmers' lived reality. UNICEF reported that Africa is the most youthful continent, and by 2050, half of the world's children will live in Africa. Therefore, to truly develop climate resilience, we must start with education and capacity building. Capacity building at school level. If you look at South Africa's CAPS curriculum, very little practical content on food growing is available in the overall curriculum. And every child should leave school knowing how to grow food. This is a life skill and a climate adaptation strategy that will increase our food security in the future. For the youth, we need targeted programs that make agricultural appealing, not as digging in the dirt, but as field of innovation, entrepreneurship, and ecological stewardship. Intergenerational learning must be supported by connecting smallholder and large-scale farmers through mentorship, resources, value chain partnerships, and learning network. Extension services are currently under-resourced and overwhelmed. We need to train and equip extension officers to act as knowledge brokers in climate-smart agriculture. Digital platforms are essential for the future of sustainable agriculture, but access alone is not enough. We must design platforms that are mobile first, low data and multilingual, particularly for rural and communities. However, there is an urgent need to recognize that digital literacy plays a critical role in whether and how these platforms are actually used. Even the most well-designed tools can fall short if users lack the confidence of skills to navigate them. Therefore, investing in digital training and user-friendly interfaces is important as the technology itself, especially when working with older farmers, women, and youth in rural areas. Agricultural learning networks play a critical role in building climate resilience, not just by transferring knowledge, but enabling shared learning, co-creation, and grassroots adaptation. A powerful example is the Manzi for Food Learning Network, that is a course-activated learning network where farmers, agricultural trainers, and extension officers could collectively explore rainwater harvesting and sustainable farming strategies. Through such a network, communities become agents of change, building both adaptive capacity, local leadership for sustainable agriculture. Digital learning platforms play a crucial role to support commercial, small-scale, and homestead farmers prepare for
and adapting to climate variation and build climate resilience. An example of a digital learning tool is a Manziva Food online course and resource platform that supports knowledge sharing on rainwater harvesting and sustainable agriculture. It consists of an inclusive self-paced learning online course accredited for farmers, educators, and extension officers. And it also has resource library and other user-friendly, mobile-friendly digital tools. An example of a youth in agricultural empowerment digital platform is the Yoma platform. It is a digital hub that empowers youth with learning opportunities, skills, recognition, and real-world impact. It offers accessible data-like courses designed to build green economy skills for Africa's future. The agroecology course on Yoma introduces practical sustainable farming methods tailored to local contexts. Through this course, youth learners can earn badges, showcase their knowledge, and connect to meaningful livelihoods.
Digital market platforms are essential for once farmers have gained the knowledge and applied it in the field, and they are then looking for access to fair, reliable, and sustainable markets. Several South African innovations are helping smallholder farmers move from learning to earning. These platforms are essential not just for commercial enablement, but also as a practical learning environment. They help farmers understand price trends, crop demands, and post harvest management.
The only way forward is to invest in quality education and inform our agricultural communities about climate resilience. But another aspect is also to capacitate and inform our public about the importance of our commercial and small scale farmers and how important it is for us all to be able to grow our own food. So, in order for us to move towards those visions, we need policies for inclusive climate resilience that shift from centralized one-size-fits-all interventions to enabling frameworks that support localized innovations. So in conclusion, building inclusive climate resilience in agriculture means we need to recognize the role of all farmers in growing food to feed our communities. We need to empower them through education, networks, and digital tools, but also provide support from within the communities, focused on local context, climate realities, and market access. So our goal should be to invest in people and platforms, not just infrastructure and technology.
Therefore, to conclude, digital platforms can support inclusive, climate resilient agriculture and provide platforms to educate and support farming communities within their learning networks. But please remember why we are here. Not just to talk about policy or technology or programs, but to focus our collective energy on what matters most, supporting our food growers, our farmers, and our rural communities, because they are the ones who put food on our table. And if we're serious about food security, climate resilience, and sustainable development, we must plan not only for yields and markets, but for livelihoods, dignity, and the long term future for large scale and small scale farming itself. The choices we make here and the systems we support will determine whether the next generation of large scale smallholders and homestead farmers and the youth in agriculture can thrive or are left behind.
So please remember, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Thank you for your time.